This is part 2 of our interview with Gail Turner, a female expat in Medellin, Colombia. Follow along. So
Right.
do your research, do due diligence before you hit the road. Don't just show up. I mean,
Exactly. Yeah. That's, so what did they say? Don't do what I did my first my first time. But that is absolutely correct. Yeah, that's totally right. And I don't take taxis either.
yeah.
I just I don't.
As far as safety and creating, I believe we create our own reality. So I found that I stay safer when I see past what I'm doing. In other words, if I'm out and I'm partying, I've already seen myself home, or I've already seen what I'm going to do the next day. So I know I made it to the next day. I didn't die. I didn't know, because I've already created that. So as long as you don't, and don't think somebody may steal or somebody may steal.
Right.
Coming from America, what I did, and I don't know if you saw the video with Ed, he has the same pouch that I do. Looks like, it's not a fanny pack. It goes inside. It's really thin. And it goes inside your waistband. So that's where we keep our IDs and our cash. And so it gives you an extra level of not having to be concerned. You can put a couple of dollars in, a couple of pesos in one pocket, a couple of pesos in another, but the bulk and the high dollars are going to be in that. And you can run into a restroom to pull it out. So you don't even have to pull it out in public. Always go to the restroom.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, yeah. So mine is a pouch. It's not a fanny pack, but it's just a little pouch, and it's also thin, like you just said. That I'll throw money in. And I don't honestly, this
keep talking. I'm coming right back.
Okay. It might not be good. I don't really know, but I don't carry that much money on me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't carry that much money on me either. I think one time when I first got here, I didn't know what I was doing because I didn't know the pesos. Everything was just all these zeros. So I just started punching the ATM machine, and I think I ended up getting like an equivalent of like $100. And that lasted me for a while. Now, I don't know, I might get, maybe 50,000 pesos, 80,000 pesos. Because other than that, I will just use my credit card, or.
So you don't take a lot of money out of the bank? You don't use your ATM to take the money out? No?
I'm not that much at all. Not that much at all. Because most of yes, do you need to have the cash? Because I also found out the hard way that all restaurants don't take credit cards that you need, so that's why if I'm going to go out, I will take just enough that I know, okay, this is how much my food should cost. Because everything else, if I'm taking Uber or something to the location or whatever, I know I can use my credit card is on file for that anyhow.
Yeah.
So I use that. So yeah, I don't take a lot of cash out.
This, I was going to show you, this is what I ran to get. This is
okay.
It cinches, it goes over your back, you can go over your shoulder, but it goes over back. Supposedly you can't cut these. You can't stab it with a knife. And it's got infrared packing also, and then it has a lock. So you can lock it when you're in a restaurant to the bar or to a table or to a chair. Yeah, and it's not, can somebody cut through it or get through it? Yeah. But are they going to do
they really want to, but it's right.
You have some time on your hands,
Yeah.
But so you don't, let me ask you this. Have you used US dollars there at all?
No, no. How would I do that?
Exactly. Well, I just want to let people know you may bring some cash with you, maybe in negotiations, but I took cash there, and I spoke of this with Ed last time. Never spent any US dollars. No one says that they take US dollars. They want pesos. No. You need to learn the money. How good are you with the money right now?
I'm pretty good with I'm good with the money now. Now I tell you what I'm not good with, but I guess it doesn't matter. The coins. I'm like the coins. Yeah. I just
Next thing you got this much worth and it's worth 50 cents. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And in fact, I literally ended up with a pouch full of coins. And so when I left last time, my driver, I just said, here, take it. Just take these, because there's nothing you can do with them. But the pesos, the money, the paper, I'm fine. I'm good with the paper now. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, I went over that in my last video. You will end up with a lot of change because some of the coins are pretty big, and it may be the value of 3 cents. So what are you going to get for that? So I would save it up and then just give it to, most of the people who are selling something on the corner. And I'm sure you noticed this, there's not as many beggars in Colombia, in Medellin, Colombia, than there are in the U.S. They're actually doing something. They clean your windows. They're dancing.
Yes.
Song. So it's something. And they're selling, the little Venezuelan girls are selling the little bags of now and laters.
Yes.
I don't even know how it falls. I just give them a couple of coins
exactly. That is very, very true. That's very true. Because that's the other thing that I have done with my coins too. Because someone else said, you know what, just give it to the people who are asking for, they're selling stuff. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll do that too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You will spend it. So no U.S. dollars. The question you're going to get with your credit cards are, do you want to make payments or how many payments?
Now, I have never had anybody ask me that.
Really?
Never, ever. Never.
For me, it's been like 50% of the time. And
I don't know.
I didn't understand it, but I said one. I let them know, one payment.
Right. Well, when I go to the grocery store, okay. I'm very, I don't know if it's westernized. I don't really know what the right word is, but because I did this even when I was at home. Okay. I do not enjoy grocery shopping. I just don't. I've worked from home for a long time, and I will never forget one of my coaches would say, do not do $10 an hour work if you're worth $100 an hour. Let somebody else do that. So when they started with the delivery stuff at home, like Instacart and Amazon Fresh, that's how I would grocery shop. And that's what I do here as well. Now, when I was here last year, I was literally a 4-minute walk across the street to the big grocery store, well, one of the big grocery store, Exit though. And so I would go there, but I would go get some food, and they always ask me if I had puntos, which is the points for your,
I had to learn that one.
Right. And how many bags I wanted, if I want, how many bolsas, but that was it. I've never had anybody ask me anything else. But like I said, even my grocery shopping, I do here. I do through delivery, so I don't have anybody ask me that anyway.
Okay. So that's a good one for anybody who grocery shops there. You will get those two questions, especially if you don't speak Spanish. Those two questions, puntos, when you hear them, and it's like points, or if you had a card at Kroger's or something here in the U.S., they're asking you, do you have points and bolsas? How many bags do you want? So know that you're going to get those questions, and then you can look at the display to let you know how much you owe, and then just work that on your own. But kind of gauge. You can still count up as you order how much it's going to cost. It doesn't matter what if it's pesos or dollars. If it's 100, if you buy 2 things for 50 each, it's 100.
Exactly.
So you have 100, but be careful. And I tell people this, be careful giving away 100 instead of a 10, or mistaken millones for meal is totally different. So, and I've given away money by mistake. I don't know if it was there in Guatemala, but they were nice enough to give it back. So, oh, senor. Oh, you gave me 200 instead of a 20. I said, oh, thank you. And people are very friendly in Medellin too.
And they are. Yes. I did a video on the 10 things I like most about Medellin, and literally at the top are the people. They are just so. I really love the people here.
Okay, so let me stop you there, because that was one of my questions.
Okay.
What are the top 3 things? Or let's say now that you have a top 10, let's hear what your top 10 are.
Because, oh God, I don't know. Now I had to think about those. I went through and thought about those, so I don't know if I can do them off the top of my head.
Let's say 5 or at least 3. So number 1, you're saying the people.
The people. Yeah, yes. Okay. Yeah. The people are they're very friendly. At least everyone I have encountered thus far. I'll just put it like that, because I'm sure there are going to be some people that's not. But in general, they're very friendly. They like Americans. I have had people say, oh, how, like, what's their attitude toward Americans? They like Americans. Um, I appreciate, and this is the thing that I kind of tell people too. I appreciate the fact that, like, they don't freak out because I can't speak Spanish, right? Nobody's screaming at me to go home because, or speak English. They help me, some of them just laugh at me. Oftentimes they'll say, oh, and then they'll try to use an English word, to help. I've been in the grocery store. I have never been in the grocery store so far where, you're standing in line, you got all your stuff in your arms, always, and it's usually women. I will say that. It's usually the women. They will turn around and it's like, here, put your stuff in my bag, or put your, make room for me. They will do stuff like that. They're just very friendly. They're very helpful, and they like Americans.
Absolutely. So there's number one.
That's number one. Number two is the weather.
The
weather. That's the only thing about being on lockdown, because like right now, the sun is blooming. It's maybe 80 degrees. Okay. And I can't go outside because it's not my day. But I'd heard that back home in Maryland, it's like 99 degrees in the humidity. It's always, it's always sunny here. Now they do have pollution. You do have pollution because we're in a valley. Yeah, because you're in a valley. But I haven't had. I ain't gonna put on no coat. I don't have to put on a sweater. I don't have ever.
Yes.
I have put all of that stuff away. I had it on, because I came here in February. So I had a raincoat and stuff like that. Put that away. I have not seen that since. So yes, totally love the weather. So I have that.
Two.
Cost of living.
There you go.
The cost of living. Oh my freaking goodness. I mean, and that's another reason why once I got here, I'm like, man, I'd be crazy to go back home. I mean, an Uber, I think the most I've ever spent in an Uber might have been $4.
I know.
I mean, that's like around the city. Now initially I spent a lot because I was being picked up from the airport. So from the airport here, I think I may have spent either $10 or $20. I can't remember now.
16.
Now when I have my driver, yes, I'm, because they charge it's like 10. Is it 30? They charge 30,000 pesos an hour, which is about $10, depending on when you come. But when he picked me up from the airport, I think I paid him like $30. At that time, it was about $30. From him to pick me up from the airport to here. But I had no issue with that whatsoever because I knew I was going to be safe. I knew he was going to be helpful. I knew he could speak English. We was having a conversation. The service, right? Mm-hmm. But in general, when you are just around, yeah, I mean, so the cost of living is fabulous. The food, when you're buying groceries or you're doing stuff, I mean, it's like at home, everybody got to have that avocado toast, and they were talking about, the avocados are like $1.50 to $2 at home. I can get an entire bag for that, so, yeah, so your money definitely is going to stretch,
That's, just so you know, that's almost everyone that I've ever spoken to's top three out of order. I mean, it could be, weather, but weather's going to be in there. Cost of living is going to be the other. And shoot, what was the third? Cost of living?
The people.
Money, people.
The people. The people. The friendliness of the people. Yeah, the culture of the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are my top three. The other thing that I do like is that there is a lot to do. You know, you like this is a very health conscious place. Like, you know, on Sundays they will open up entire
Have
roads.
you done that walk yet? On
I
Poblado Avenue?
haven't. I haven't been able to
What?
do it yet. Well,
Yeah,
because
watch
I'm
some of
locked
my old
down.
videos. On a
Oh,
beautiful
okay.
day, Sunday, I think they started 7 and stopped at 1. I made it all the way downtown. I walked all
Oh,
the way,
really?
yeah, from Poblado all the way down to El Centro
Ah,
and
okay.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, woo, go ahead, stuff. So yeah, because that's, you know, I had like all of these things that I was on my list to do this time around that I knew, you know, and have been locked down, so I haven't really been able to do it. But there's a lot, you know, so you have a lot of that. You can, there are exercise, you know, a lot of exercise. They have this thing called Ender, which I don't know if you know about that. So
No.
Ender is, I can't remember what it stands for, but it's something that the city puts together, and where you can, like, you can go to the pool, you can go to the gym, and there are days of the week that you can go, and it's free.
Yeah,
And
yeah, okay.
and
Mhm.
and then they have it also for, then they have like it's like a group exercise thing, you know, that everybody just gets out, and you know, they're salsa, and they're doing, and it's everybody, all the ages, everything. um so that's a lot of fun. I have done that. And so yeah, so you know, you have, people don't realize you got this, they have cinema, they have theater, they have festivals for everything. I'm hopeful, fingers crossed, that in August they have the
Flores.
Flower
Mhm.
Festival.
Yeah.
I left last year before August. I'm hoping I get to go to do that this year. Um, I did go to the, I can't remember what it's called. It's the thing of lights in December.
Mhm.
I did do that last year. That was absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. That was a lot of fun. And so yeah, so that's the other thing I like, is that there are a lot of people here. I mean, there is a lot to do. And because Colombia itself has so many different terrains, if you wanted to go through the Amazon, if you wanted to go to the beach, if you want to go, you know, into the forest, you have all of that. If you just want to hang out in the city, you have all of that. So I like that.
Mhm.
The other thing that I noticed here was how people looked and dressed. That they weren't. You're not gonna see women with no booty shorts. You don't have no Daisy Dukes running around. You know, they always look nice.
Mhm.
You know, I've been in a grocery store, and I'm looking at some of these women, and I'm like, oh my God, they just look really nice. You know, their hair is done, the makeup is done. They just look, and I just thought that was interesting. And even the men, you know, they have on khakis and polos, and, or, you know, jeans and stuff. But you know, have people, there are no sagging pants running around. You don't see
Yeah.
anybody's underwear running around. So I thought that was interesting, and I don't know, it's like just one of the things that I just thought in general was very pleasurable to see.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Do you have health care there or no?
I am in the process of, so I'm trying to get my long-term visa. So I've just applied for that, and it's not until
Which
after.
visa?
For mine, it'll be the retirement visa,
Okay. Mhm.
right? So I'm waiting for that. For a long time we couldn't get anything because immigration was closed, and so they just opened it back up. So I've just, you know, did that. So I have, which is now required, that you have to have emergency health care in order to just apply for the visa. It wasn't always like that.
Yeah.
So I did have to get that. So that's kind
Well,
of
how
where
did
I
you
am
get
right now.
emergency? How did you get that?
When I contacted the people for the visa, that's a part of the application. It's like,
Okay.
okay, you have to get this. So that was all. That was it.
Is that through the state or is that private?
It's okay. So it's not medical insurance. It's emergency insurance. So it's like hurt myself, if I hurt myself while I'm here, I'm covered. But it's not like, oh, if I want to go to the doctor, I'm covered. You know, see, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like having travel insurance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's almost kind of like that.
Okay.
So yeah. So they tell me once I get my visa, then I can get the health insurance, the real health insurance.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay, there is, I saw this on, I forget the name of the website, but it's, Solo Travel Society. It says there's 3 reasons that women travel alone. So I want to see which one you fall into. One is,
Okay.
well, I won't say the percentages until I show you. The first one is freedom, independence, and a chance to do what you want when you want. That's the first one. So note that.
Okay.
Freedom, independence, the chance to do what you want when you want. Then the second one is just you weren't willing to wait around for someone else. You just wanted to go. And then
Okay.
the other one is to challenge yourself and to gain confidence. So which one would you say is yours? And if you have more than one, what's your hierarchy?
Yeah, because okay, so mine, I don't know if I fit in one particular thing. I don't know if it was the last one, the challenge myself and to gain confidence, because I don't think I lacked confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you can tell, I mean, I just said, oh, okay, I'll go here. Let me find out. And then I went. And then, you know, so I'm kind of used to doing things on my gut, I guess. So I'll go back to the first one. No, I definitely was not going to wait around for someone to go with. But the other thing is, I didn't have anybody to go with anyway. Because as I said, you know, I'm divorced. Most of my friends, they wouldn't have done this because I was looking for some place to go and live. I was looking for, I want to leave the U.S. and go live outside the U.S.
What's your number one reason for that? For wanting to leave and live in another country? You know, America's the greatest country in the world.
That's what they keep saying. I'm still waiting for that one. Yeah. No, I had gotten tired. I had. So it's multiple of reasons actually. One, as I mentioned, I had never done it before, so that kind of fits into one of those categories. I wanted the adventure of saying, "Oh, I've never done that. Let me go do that." So that was kind of one. And then what part of the driving force or the catalyst for taking that leap is that I got tired of hearing about the gun violence and nobody doing anything about it, and the racial violence and nobody doing anything about it. And I just wanted to be someplace where that was not as prevalent as it was in the U.S. And then as I was looking, I'm like, okay, and then where can I go that my money is going to stretch, that I don't have to think about it? You know, since I've been here and being here, I don't have to think about, am I going to have enough money at the end of the month? You know, I don't have to think about that at all. You can live really well here on not as, especially if you get paid in U.S. dollars. I want to clarify that.
Oh, yeah.
If you get paid in U.S. dollars, you can take those U.S. dollars and really make them go a lot further than you can, you know, obviously being in the U.S. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I can fit in one of those boxes. It's like take a little bit here, a little bit there. I am definitely an adventurer. I do like, oh, I've never done that before. Let me go try that. But, and if you are like that, you cannot wait for somebody else. You can't. I do miss sometimes having that other person there to just kind of either experience what I'm experiencing or help me with my bags, or, just having having a conversation, whatever. But I do like the independence of saying, like, I don't think anybody in their right mind that's over 50 would have thought about Airbnb hopping like I did, just because I'm like, oh, I never did that. Let me see what this is like. Now that I've done it, I'm like, okay, I'm good. I know what I like. I know what I want now, and I know what I won't accept. But, I don't really know that many people that would have just done that. And so I definitely wasn't going to wait around for somebody else. So, but one of the things you had, that number 3, that building confidence, I didn't do it to build confidence, but it does make you challenge yourself in ways that you didn't, because as we just said, you're in a country, you don't speak the language. You got to figure out how to maneuver. You got to figure stuff out sometimes, when things happen, when things occur. You need to find out how do you connect with other people? How do you find out where to go? How do you figure out where is the safer places to be versus how do you build relationships with people? And so you do have that, and you learn what you will, you do learn a lot about yourself when you are traveling by yourself like this, so I'm sure I have built some character that I didn't know I needed to build when I initially left. So yeah.
To those in the U.S. who believe the United States is the greatest country in the world, I'm not going to argue with you one way or another, but I will tell you that there are alternatives, especially when it comes to spending your money, especially when you're older and you're on a fixed income and you want to see that money go even further for you. What you can get for $1,200, which is what my Social Security is going to be here in the U.S. in a few years. What you can get for $1,200 here, with the lifestyle that I like to live. I'm not a thing person, but I like to surround myself with nice things. If I'm going to stay at a hotel, I prefer to stay at a nice hotel. I'm picky that way, or Airbnb.
Yes.
I'm the same way. So,
yes.
And that's the biggest bill you're going to have in life right there. And that is your rent or your mortgage. You're going to spend more money on that. So if you can drop, $1,000 rent or $1,500 rent down to $300 or $400 and still get the same quality, if not even better, maybe with a view and excellent weather, 365 days a year. I stayed in Medellin, and I never I had a chance to go to Bucaramanga or Cali, or I had a chance to go to all these places, and people said, man, I was just up there. It was hot. Well, I don't like hot. I live in Houston now, and I'm from DC. I don't want to be around heat. I don't want to be around snow. I like it just perfect, so I stayed.
We have a YouTube channel. Like it. Please comment and share if you like the video. Please subscribe and kick the bell.